If you're over 50 and have been told that muscle loss is simply about eating more protein, you've been given incomplete information that could be sabotaging your results. While millions of people are desperately chugging protein shakes and eating endless chicken breasts, they're missing the real reason their muscles continue to shrink despite their best efforts. The truth is, there's a hidden biological mechanism at work that no one is talking about, and until you understand it, you'll keep spinning your wheels wondering why nothing seems to work anymore. What you're about to discover will completely change how you think about aging, muscle loss, and what your body actually needs to rebuild itself. This isn't just another fitness tip, it's a fundamental shift in understanding that could be the difference between accepting weakness as inevitable or reclaiming the strength you thought was gone forever. The real reason your muscles are disappearing. Most people approach muscle loss after 50 like it's a simple math problem. They think if they just eat more protein, lift some weights, and maybe take a few supplements, everything will magically return to normal. But here's what's actually happening inside your body that completely changes the game. As we age, our bodies undergo a profound shift in hormonal balance that goes far beyond what most people realize. Testosterone and growth hormone, the two most critical drivers of muscle protein synthesis, begin their steady decline. But this hormonal shift is just the beginning of the story. The real problem lies deeper, in the cellular powerhouses called mitochondria. Think of mitochondria as the energy factories inside every single one of your muscle cells. These microscopic engines are responsible for producing the ATP that powers every muscle contraction, every recovery process, and every rebuilding effort your body attempts. As we age, these energy factories become sluggish, less efficient, and increasingly vulnerable to oxidative stress. When this happens, it doesn't matter how much protein you consume. If your cells can't effectively utilize it, you're essentially pouring fuel into a broken engine. This is the critical piece that most people miss entirely. Muscle loss isn't just a nutritional problem that can be solved with more protein powder. It's a cellular signaling breakdown, a metabolic communication failure that runs much deeper than what you're putting in your mouth. Your muscles are essentially receiving a constant, subtle message that regeneration is no longer a priority. This message gets reinforced by chronic inflammation, poor sleep quality, ongoing stress, and micronutrient deficiencies that most people don't even know they have. Once this negative signaling pattern becomes established, your body shifts from a growth-oriented state into what scientists call preservation mode. In this state, muscle tissue becomes expendable because your body is focused on maintaining only the most essential functions. The psychological impact of this shift is just as damaging as the physical one. People start accepting weakness as an inevitable part of aging, unconsciously scaling back their ambitions and activities, which only reinforces the downward spiral, the overlooked mineral that changes everything. Here's where the story takes an unexpected turn. While everyone is obsessing over protein intake and workout routines, there's a mineral that's quietly orchestrating hundreds of biochemical reactions in your body, reactions that are absolutely essential for muscle repair and growth. This mineral is magnesium, and it's involved in over 300 biochemical processes in the human body. That's not marketing hype. That's documented cellular biology. Magnesium regulates everything from muscle contraction and relaxation to ATP production, insulin sensitivity, and the stability of your nervous system. When magnesium levels are inadequate, and they often are, especially in people over 50, these critical reactions become sluggish, inconsistent, and prone to errors. This has profound implications for muscle repair because rebuilding muscle isn't just about stimulating it with exercise or feeding it with nutrients. It's about creating the right internal biochemical environment where repair and growth can actually occur. Let's talk about energy production for a moment. Every time you move a muscle, you're using ATP as fuel. But here's something most people don't know. ATP doesn't actually function in your body unless it's bound to magnesium. The active form of ATP that your cells can actually use is called MgATP. Without sufficient magnesium, your muscle cells literally cannot access or utilize the energy they need to recover from exercise and rebuild themselves. That persistent fatigue you feel after workouts, the way recovery seems to take longer than it used to, this could be directly related to poor magnesium availability at the cellular level. But the impact goes far beyond just energy production. Magnesium is also a powerful natural anti-inflammatory agent. As we age, chronic low-grade inflammation becomes increasingly common, and it's one of the silent drivers of muscle breakdown and physical decline. Magnesium helps regulate cytokine production and immune response, both of which play crucial roles in post-exercise recovery. If your body is chronically inflamed, sore, or slow to heal after movement, it's not always a matter of training harder or eating more protein. It might mean your cells are simply under-equipped with the basic minerals they need to repair themselves effectively. How this mineral transforms your recovery. The nervous system impact of magnesium is often completely overlooked in fitness discussions, but it's absolutely critical for anyone over 50 who wants to rebuild muscle effectively. Recovery isn't just a physical process, it's also neurological. Your nervous system has to down-regulate after stress and physical exertion. If it doesn't, your body remains stuck in a sympathetic fight-or-flight state where muscle breakdown is prioritized over growth and repair. Magnesium plays a major role in parasympathetic activation, which is the part of your nervous system responsible for rest, recovery, and healing. It supports GABA activity in the brain, helps lower cortisol levels, and promotes the deep, restorative sleep that's essential for muscle repair. Sleep is where the bulk of muscular repair and memory consolidation takes place, and without adequate magnesium, this process becomes significantly impaired. Here's the concerning reality. Most people over 50 are deficient in magnesium and don't even realize it. Soil depletion from modern farming practices, processed foods, chronic stress, and certain medications all strip the body of magnesium or impair its absorption. Even people who think they're eating healthy may still be undernourished at the cellular level when it comes to this critical mineral. The symptoms of magnesium deficiency are often dismissed as normal signs of aging. Fatigue, restless legs, muscle cramps, irritability, sleep disruption, and slow recovery from exercise. These are all signals that your system is missing something essential. But because these symptoms develop gradually and are easily attributed to getting older, most people never make the connection. There's also a psychological component that's worth considering. When people feel chronically fatigued or weak, they often internalize it as personal failure. They blame their age, assume they're just getting old, and begin to accept decline as inevitable. But what if it's not age at all? What if it's simply biochemistry, a deficiency that can be corrected? That shift in perspective is incredibly empowering because while you can't stop time, you absolutely can replenish magnesium and support your cellular recovery systems. The right way to use this knowledge. Understanding the importance of magnesium is just the beginning. If you want to use this knowledge to actually rebuild muscle effectively after 50, you need to know how to implement it properly. It's not as simple as buying a generic supplement and hoping for the best. Like anything that affects your biology at a foundational level, how you take it, when you take it, in what form, and in what context matters just as much as taking it at all. Magnesium comes in many different forms, each with different functions and levels of bioavailability. Magnesium oxide is common and inexpensive, but it's poorly absorbed and passes through the digestive system quickly without making much impact on muscular or neurological health. In contrast, magnesium glycinate is highly absorbable and well tolerated, with a calming effect on the nervous system that makes it particularly effective for muscle recovery and sleep regulation. Magnesium citrate is useful for relieving muscle cramps and supporting digestion, both of which can indirectly influence muscular repair and nutrient absorption. For those dealing with cognitive fatigue or sleep quality issues, magnesium threonate offers additional benefits by crossing the blood-brain barrier more effectively. The key is matching the delivery system to your specific biological needs rather than just grabbing whatever's on sale. Timing is equally important. Your body's magnesium needs fluctuate throughout the day, particularly in response to stress, physical exertion, and your natural circadian rhythm. Taking magnesium at night has been shown to enhance deep sleep, which is critical for muscle repair, hormone production, and neurological reset. But if you're engaging in resistance training or high physical output during the day, adding a smaller dose post-workout, paired with proper recovery nutrition, can help stabilize muscular contractions and reduce delayed onset soreness. The most important thing to understand is that magnesium works best in synergy with other nutrients. It doesn't operate in isolation. For magnesium to be fully effective, it needs cofactors, other nutrients that support its absorption and function. Vitamin D is a prime example. Without sufficient vitamin D, your intestines can't absorb magnesium efficiently, and without magnesium, vitamin D can't activate in its usable form. They depend on each other in a biological partnership. Reclaiming your strength after 50. This brings us to a crucial philosophical shift that needs to happen. Most people over 50 are told to take supplements as a form of defense. Protect your bones, support your heart, slow the decline. It's all reactive thinking. But when you use magnesium intentionally and intelligently, in the context of proper training and sleep optimization, you're not just reacting to aging, you're actively building resilience. You're treating your biology as adaptive, dynamic, and still capable of growth rather than something that's inevitably breaking down. This change in mindset is powerful because if you approach your body like it's already in decline, it will behave accordingly. But if you treat your biology as something that can still adapt and improve, your behavior follows suit. You begin to invest in practices that build capacity rather than just buffer loss. The truth is, magnesium isn't a magic pill, but it is a powerful amplifier. When you use it with the right training approach, at the right time, in the right form, and in synergy with the right nutrients, you can shift the entire trajectory of how your body ages. You stop managing decline and start engineering performance. Your body isn't broken, it's just waiting for the right conditions to rebuild itself. Give it those conditions, and age stops being a barrier. Instead, it becomes a platform for mastery, a foundation for building the strongest, most resilient version of yourself that you've ever been.